welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be making another math video. So I don't know if you guys know, but in my first video, which is quite a long time ago, I made these cool math tricks, and now I picked the best 3 from that and I'm going to reteach them because I thought those were really cool and I can teach them again to you guys. And they're just really fun and useful too, that you can do all mentally in your head in about like 5 seconds. So let's get. So our first trick will be multiplying any number from 10 to 20 mentally. So let's take, for example, 19 times 17. Now you could do this the traditional method, which is going to take a long time and you can't really do it in your head. But there's a quicker way to do this mentally. So first write down the numbers, 19, 17. And what we're going to do is take the first number. The highest number has to always go on the top. Take the first highest number and add it to the second digit of the second number. So that would be 19 plus 7, which equals 26. Now we have to multiply 26 by 10 because we only multiplied it by the 7, not the 1. So 10th place. 26 times 10 is 260. Now the final step is, if you know your tables from 1 to 10, you need to multiply the last digit from each of the numbers. So 9 times 7 is 63. And now you just add these together and you get 323. Okay, so now to put this to the test, I'm going to be getting 2 numbers from 10 to 20 from my dad, which are
17 times 13.
So that means it would be 17 plus 3, which is 20. 20 times 200, 221. Okay, so the next one is not really a trick. It's just a pattern that we're going to use later on for another trick. So there's this pattern. It's a cool squaring pattern. So have you ever thought about numbers that add up to 20? So let me just try something here. So 10 plus 10 equals 20, right? But 10 times 10 is 100. Now, what are the numbers? 9 plus 11, which is 20 also. 9 times 11 equals 99. Okay, so now this is 1 off from 100. Now 8 plus 12 equals 20, and 8 times 12 equals 96. And now that is 4 off from 100. Now let me do just 2 times more. 7 plus 13 equals 20, and 6 plus 14 equals 20. 7 times 13 equals 91. And 6 times 14 equals 84. So now 94 is 4 off, 91 is 9 off from 100, and 84 is 16 off from 100. Are you noticing something? 1, 4, 9, 16. 16. So do you see anything here? They're all numbers being squared from 1. So what is 1 squared? 1 squared equals 1. 2 squared equals 4. 3 squared equals 9. And 4 squared equals 16. And it keeps on going. And that's just a cool pattern that we can use and we can apply it to our next trick, which is squaring numbers. Okay, so now we're going to be squaring any number that we can. And as I mentioned previously, there is now there's a way to square any number mentally. So you could of course do this to the traditional method again, and it's going to take a lot of time and you can't do it mentally. So now there's a trick. Let me teach you. Let me first tell you how to do it and then I'll explain why it works. So 28 squared. So now 28 is not really a friendly number. So to make it a friendly number, which is a number with a 0, we have to go up 2, right, to get 30. And it's kind of like gravity. Whatever goes up goes down, and not really gravity, but whatever goes down goes up. So you have to subtract 2 from 28, which is 26. So now look, this is a much easier multiplication sum. 30 times 26. Now you can do this two different ways. You can do it traditionally, but you can't do that in your head. So what I do for 30 times 26, I put the 0, take out the 0 from the 3 and put it here. So that becomes 3 times 260. Now the rest is really up to you. I use partial products. So 3 times 200 is 600, and then 3 times 60 is 180, and you get 780. But you're not done yet. You have to add the number you went up and down with, which was 2, and you have to square it. So as we all know, 2 squared equals 4. 780 plus 4 is 784. Now, let's try another example. How about 84? Let me write it here. 84. So 84, what we're going to do is we're going to go down this time 4 to get 80, and we're going to go up to get 88. So what we do here is 88 times 80. And this is pretty hard by in itself too, but you can still do it mentally. Take out the 0 from here and put it here. So you get 8 times 880. So as we can do it again, 8 times 800 is 6,400. 8 times 80 is 640. And then if we add it together, you get 7,040. So again, we're not done. We have to square the number we went up and down with, which is 4. So 4 squared equals 16, and then add it to your previous number, and you get 7,056. So now you may wonder, like, is this magic, or like, how does this work? So how this works is actually pretty simple. This equation up here represents everything we just did. Now it looks really complicated, but it's actually not. So let's just replace these variables with our numbers. So 84 squared, let's say, equals a plus d, which is 84, plus d, which was the distance, which was 4, times a minus d, which was 4. And then it says plus d squared, which in this case was plus 4 squared. So that's just represents everything we've done. 84 plus 4 is 88. 84 minus 4 is 80. And that's what we did here. 88 times 80. And then we added 4 squared, which was d in this case. And then we got 7,056. So to prove that this is all real, I'm going to ask my dad for a 2-digit number from 1 to 100, which is?
56.
Okay, so what I would do is 56, that would be 60 times 52, which is 526, 3,000 plus 120, 3,120, plus 16, which is 3,136. So next, we're going to be able to square any number ending with 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to use our knowledge from squaring any number with this. For the first part you don't, for the second part you will. So let's, for example, take 55. So again, you can do the traditional method and it takes time. But what we can do here is something really easy, quick and simple. So if you're squaring a number that ends in a 5, you know it's always going to end in 25, because 5 times 5 is 25. And all you have to do is multiply the first digit of the number by the next highest number of it. So what comes next? 5, 6, and then 7, blah, blah, blah. But we only need the next one. So 5 and 6, you have to multiply them together to get 30. And then there's your answer, 30, 25, which is 3,025. Now, if you don't believe me, let's try it one more time with 75. But now, now to prove this is actually real, I'm going to let you guys write it in the comments down below. Be sure to write 75 squared in the comments, and I'll comment down below if you got it right. So now let's see if it has 3 digits and it ends in a 5. So let's take an easier number, 145 squared. So now we all know it's going to end in 25, And now we do the rest. 14, next number is 15. Now there are two ways of doing this. You can do our squaring method, 14 squared, or if you know your times tables, you can do 14 squared plus another 14. Or you can do our first method, which was the multiply any two numbers from 10 to 20. So let's just do that because it's fun. So we do 15 times 14. So we put 15 on top, add 15 to 4, you get 19. 19 times 10 is 190. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 190 is 210. And that was the same thing here. So now we got 210, we put it here. And then there's our answer, 21,025. Okay, so now to prove that this is all real, I'm going to be getting a random number that ends in 5 from 1 to 100, which is
95.
Which is 9,025. And now to take this even further, let's do a 3-digit number, which is
415.
So that would be 41 squared, which is 1,680 1,681 plus another 41, 1,722, 172225. So 172,225. So our next trick is to multiply any number by 11. So now this could be also if you don't know your times tables or you just get a number that ends with 11. So let's now start off with something easy, which is 23 times 11. So now all you need to know from this problem is 2 plus 3. So we all know 2 plus 3 is 5, right? And now you just put that in the middle of these two numbers, which is 2, 5, 3. So that's your answer. 23 times 11 is 253. So let's try it with a bigger number. And you might be wondering, what if these two numbers add up to a number that is more than 10? So let's try the number 86 times 11. So let's do the normal way. 8 plus 6 is 14. So what we do is carry over the 1 here and put the 4 in the middle. So then you get 846 with the 1 on top. And then that becomes 946. Now you can do this all in your head too. 86 times 11, 846, and then 946. It's that simple. And I'm going to let you guys figure it out with a 3-digit number like 256 times 11. Let's try that. Another question for you in the comments. Let's see if you can figure out, using this method, how to do this. So our next and final trick will be a 12 times tables trick. So to continue the sequence of tables from 11, if you're struggling with your 12 times tables, this is a really good way to just to know it. So let's write our numbers from 0 to 14, and then you have to skip 5 and 11. So this might sound confusing, but we'll do it together. 4, skip 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, skip 11, 12, 13, 14. Now what we're going to do is we're going to skip count from 0 in 2s till 8 and then go back to 0. So like 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's try it. Let's just write those numbers down next to this. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 0, 2, 4. Are you starting to notice something? Well, let's now see our 12 times tables. Okay, 0. 12 times 1 equals 12. 12 times 2 equals 24. 12 times 3 equals 36. And it keeps on going all the way. 12 times 3, 12 times 4, 12 times 5, 12 times 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that is a really cool way to learn your 12 times tables by just knowing how to count. And there you go. Just match all these numbers together, and then there is your 12 times table written out for you. Thanks for watching, and hope you learned something again from these really cool tricks that you can actually use in your normal life if you ever encounter one of these problems. That was all, and yeah, bye.